Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the VidIQ livestream and welcome to Google Stadia. Let's do this. VidIQ.com. Hello everybody, as always it is amazing to see you in the live stream. My name is Rob, and if this is your first time here, we are the YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. And today we're going to educate you on something that has literally just happened in the last few minutes. It is Google Stadia that has just launched on YouTube. Well, it's just been launched now. Just bear with me one second. Can anybody actually hear me? Is my live stream running at this moment? Because I'm not. Yes, the live stream is running. Okay, Jeremy can confirm that. The only reason I'm asking that is because I cannot see any live chat coming through, so I do apologise. There's nothing coming through on my live stream, which means that I'm not sure if I can read out your comments. But yeah, what we're going to be trying to work out today. Rob. I see okay, thank you, Jeremy. So the live stream is working. That's a big relief there. But what we're going to be talking about is something that's probably going to affect a vast number of YouTubers out here, and that is Google Stadia, which is essentially the next generation of video gaming. To put it into the very simplest context, you do not need a PlayStation, you do not need an Xbox, you do not need any of the expensive equipment to run high-end games. You need a Chrome browser, or you need, if I can find it on my desk, one of these, a Chromecast, which allows you to live stream, apparently with no latency, the latest games and play them on any platform transition. You can buy a terrible laptop or a Google Chromebook and you can play video games. As of, I'm not sure because the presentation is still going on, so I wasn't able to catch the release date as of yet. But Google Stadia could transform the gaming landscape as we know it in a matter of 12 months. And what we're here to talk about today is how this will integrate into the YouTube universe. Because, of course, Google owns YouTube, it owns Stadia. That means there's going to be a lot of cross-collaboration between these systems. I mean, Jeremy, you just sort of come into this not really following the live stream, and so like I've given you a very brief overview, and I'm not sure if you're as much of a gamer, but you have obviously followed gaming channels on YouTube. What kind of impact do you think this could potentially have on the whole gaming community and YouTube community?
I mean, there's 200 million active users, gamers on YouTube every day.
Yes, there is. That's correct. Yeah.
So, you know, if they can figure out a way to seamlessly use YouTube plus gaming, plus collaboration of gamers, I think this could be huge. My favorite comment so far is Skylar, the creator, says, "Jeremy, this is not another Google Plus, is it?"
Hey, that is a good question. Let's hope not. Yeah, Google have had past form with certain projects that just do not do well. But yeah, this gaming one looks absolutely phenomenal. And I tried to put a checklist together as quickly as possible just to give you some of the highlights here of what we see here and how you can turn it into YouTube making. So Google Stadia essentially equals YouTube making. And I think the first thing, if you are a gamer, you want to be talking about Google Stadia right now. You're going to be seeing hashtags all over the place. It's going to be part of keywords, metadata, and that's exactly what we are doing as a YouTube channel that aims to help you grow your channel. We want to talk about Google Stadia because it's going to be super important for you. So just as a primer, if you're interested in the topic, you should be starting to tell YouTube, this is content that I'm going to be talking about in the very near future. And as soon as Google Stadia is released, if someone has a release date and has been watching it, do let us know in the comments and I'll be happy to tell everybody. As soon as it is released, you want to be using Google Stadia and, again, producing as many videos as possible on it. Whether you're a gamer or whether you're a tutorial channel or whether you just have a passing interest in it and you think your audience maybe find that interesting as well, just get on the platform and see how much it can make an impact potentially on your channel. From my perspective, as a new product, a new piece of software, however you want to describe this, because it's like cloud-based gaming. There's going to be people wanting to know how to use it. So if you have any thoughts of telling people how to use Google Stadia, do that as soon as you know the information, because those videos are going to turn into evergreen content. If you can get to the top of the rankings on how to use Google Stadia, or what is Google Stadia, now, today, tomorrow, whenever you have that information, do it as soon as possible. I don't mind. Stop this live stream, go away and do it if you think it's going to be really important to your channel. Any more you could add there, Jeremy, from those sort of first thoughts about how to make Google Stadia work for your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I guess we just can't stress enough, being first with keywords can really, really do well. We had a video last year about YouTube hashtags, and we were one of the first channels in the world to talk about the new YouTube hashtags.
Yeah.
And that video has like 150,000 organic views just because we were there first and fastest.
And it still gets 2,000 views a day.
Wow.
Just because, as you say, it's the top of the search terms, and having the real estate on search pages, if you're at the top, it can have such a huge impact, increasing click-through rate, as we've been able to identify, by as much as 300-400% versus a video that's second in a ranking. So absolutely, get on there now. I mean, I'm hoping, as we've done a live stream on it, that we might be ranking for Google Stadia right now. In fact, Jeremy, carry on. I'm just going to see if I'm going to have a look now and see if we're actually ranking for Google Stadia.
You know what's really exciting to me about this Google Stadia concept is, could eventually they launch one for colleges? Could they do this concept for how-toers, and cook-togethers and clean with me's and all the other YouTube types? Because this is really a collaboration platform, and this may even end up being the next generation of social media. If you look at Twitch is destroying everyone as far as gamers on the platform going live. So who knows? Maybe this is the next evolution of how gamers are going to hang out with each other. I do think it's a very cool concept. I hope YouTube and Google can make this work. And, I hope from a copyright claiming perspective, they can partner with all these gaming companies to where that kind of goes away. Because
Yeah, that is a very interesting topic that you bring up there, Jeremy, especially with Article 13 coming out. How might copyright affect Google Stadia? I mean, could it crush it before it even starts? An interesting viewpoint there. I just want to share my screen here because I'm delighted to tell you that Google Stadia right now, as I search, Dear Gamer, a channel with 55,000 subscribers, 800 people watching their video right now. A brilliant idea. And guess who's third? We are third on the list now currently for Google Stadia, which is brilliant as a live stream. So we're proving here what you should be doing as a video creator in terms of getting this Google Stadia story out to your audience as quickly as possible. I mean, even though we're not a gaming channel, because we're jumping on a topic straight away, we're having a bit of impact and influence there. Other things to consider here is that, as I said earlier, anybody can use Google Stadia. I don't know what the costs of this are going to be at the moment, but as I understand it, you could use a Chromecast, you can use a laptop. Essentially, I think the key area is a Chrome browser, as long as you have that, or maybe an app on a phone. And another thing that's really interesting is that it showed a quick demo on the keynote where somebody's watching a video of, I think, like an Assassin's Creed demo advert on YouTube, and there was a play now button on the video. You could press that play now, and it would immediately take you to that game so you could start playing it. So again, just taking down all the barriers and all the technical issues here. The instancy of seeing something and then playing it a few seconds later seems incredible. The drawback for that now is that there are no barriers to entry, so every gamer is going to be looking at this. So again, being important is going to be so important as you start this journey if you do want to look at Google Stadia. As Jeremy mentioned, there's 200 million users who engage with gaming on YouTube every single day. I do apologize, I've spelled that wrong there. I was very quick typing this out, but yeah, a lot of people are using a lot of people use YouTube for their gaming consumption content every day. And another thing that you can do is when you're playing the game on Google Stadia, you can capture the data directly and then use it to live stream on YouTube as you might expect. But it goes a bit beyond that. What Matt Pat said when he came onto the stage just to introduce the gaming aspects and how it will integrate into YouTube is there's something called potentially crowd play. Well, let's say you're playing on Fortnite and you're in a big battle royale with 100 different gamers, and then you have several hundred people watching. The concept might be that you push a button and then you jump into that game with the video creator and start playing with them. Now that sounds, when you start to think about it, it's like, well, how are you going to join a game with, say, I don't know, PewDiePie or Ninja? There's probably going to be a million people trying to join at the same time. So you've got to think of the logistics of that. But to be able to potentially real time with a big gamer instantly again is unbelievable. And I think it's going to cause chaos. But yeah, Jeremy, how do you think this might work in the real world in terms of jumping into a game? Almost like when we do a collaboration, we spend a couple of weeks setting up meetings and then getting people in the same room. And this is apparently going to be able to do it with a push of a button.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think it's brilliant. I think that one thing, in my opinion, that not just YouTube, but all social platforms have always done wrong is no one has learned how to get interactive. So if you can have a more interactive experience, or a fan can jump into Preston Plays channel with him, this interactivity and this experience is going to even create more fandom and more of a social experiment, where I think that it could, if done correctly, honestly revolutionize social media. I think it could honestly do really amazing things, not just for gaming long term, but maybe for learning, in a university, maybe for how-tos, maybe someone's going to teach you how to do a waterfall braid, together,
I like that.
Stuff like that. So I've always been a huge fan of the next evolution of basically collaboration or something that makes video more interactive. And VR and 360 never really intrigued me yet. I think 10 years from now that technology will surpass what we're talking about here. But for the next decade, this type of approach could actually be better. It could be more feasible.
Yeah, I guess that kind of represents the great barriers to entry with VR technology. You have to wear headsets, buy a lot of pieces of equipment. But Google Stadia, like everybody presumably has a laptop or a mobile phone or a Chromecast already in their household, so they can start using it straight away. And I love your idea of taking it just beyond gaming. There could be ways here producing educational content on the program, on the software, or almost like creating virtual classrooms in a sense. So yeah, I mean, let's say Google Stadia could end up being Google Classroom or Google University in one sense. There was one last thing that I was able to pick up before jumping onto our live stream, and something called State Share, which goes along the lines of gaming is all about moments and dramatic things happening, whether you're running away from zombies or scoring an amazing goal or getting that perfect headshot skill. And not sure how this is going to work in the real world, but there was something called State Share, where this may allow gamers to replicate that same situation on a video game and then experience it how the video creator experienced it. Again, not quite sure how that works. It sounds like an amazing idea, but I'm just not sure how you propel a gamer into a certain situation in an instant. But it's going to be really interesting to see how that works. And I imagine that this is going to create another million versions of compilation YouTube channels, which are all about the state shares in certain in games that are using Google Stadia. So those are the 8 points I was able to pick up before jumping on this live stream. I think in summary, if you're a gamer, start talking about it right now, and then make sure you know everything about it as soon as it's released, and then start sharing videos, not only through the platform, but if you want to teach people how to use it, then do the same, then do that as well. I think we'll probably be jumping into this a little bit in the next couple of weeks here on VidIQ. And Jeremy, when we were looking at this news story earlier on in the day, we was wondering what potential monetization options there might be. I know you still sort of probably thinking how this might all work, but have you had any more thoughts about how this might work for monetization and that sort of thing on the platform?
Yeah, I mean, I can guess, right? Like any of us, I guess. But if you look at the current monetization methods, like for example, what's it when people can subscribe to you now? I forgot what that's called.
The membership.
Yeah, membership. So this could, also YouTube TV. Like there's just so many things that YouTube has their hands in now. But I could see like a membership type button. I could see just more. For example, it could even be a pay-per-click style philosophy where if you get people to sign up, or if people sign up, or if people watch your content that are also subscribe to this new service, I could see just another layer of a little bit of making money with for gamers, kind of more along the lines of Twitch almost.
Going back to that thought of when you might see a game advert on YouTube and you can literally press a button to play the game. Imagine if YouTube somehow integrate like affiliate links to gamers, whereby they're playing on a game, a live stream, and in the top left-hand corner or something, there is something that says play this game or buy this game. And there's an immediate transaction that essentially means that the video creator helped this viewer buy this game, and then they get a little bit of a cut there. YouTube never actually said this, but I can only imagine that if video creators are directly influencing viewers to play games, and now they can track that, there must be some sort of potential financial structure that can put in place there. And can you imagine how much video creators could be making knowing that they influenced somebody to purchase a game, which has never really been able to be done before? It's always been affiliate links that have taken people off YouTube, which is of course what YouTube hate. I mean, does that sound like something feasible within the YouTube ecosphere, Jeremy?
Yeah, I really hope so. I just, I honestly hope that this doesn't become another Google Plus. I mean, the greatest inventors in the world can't get it right every time. But this seems like a brilliant idea. It seems like a need. If you look at Xbox and you look at some of the biggest, systems that are bringing gamings together right now, there's a lot of, and Twitch, there's a lot of money and value to be had here. I think execution is the only question I have.
Yeah, I mean, me as a gamer, when I first saw that there was going to be no console required, I mean, there is a controller that they are bringing with the system, but you can use existing controllers. The fact that you already have a technology in your home and you can play the game now is like, wow. I don't know how financially that works, like whether you're going to be able to just play demos, and then there's always going to be a barrier which says now, please purchase this game to experience more of a game. But that in itself, and the immediacy of it. They showed a demo of where somebody was playing the game on a Chromebook, and then they instantly jumped onto a mobile phone and then just carried on instantly where they left off from the laptop, and then they moved on to another device, and it was all seamless. The transitions from one device to another were just seamless. So, I mean, that's been the dominant area for that has been mobile gaming, where people can play anywhere. Now you can feasibly play Grand Theft Auto 5 or Fortnite anywhere instantly, as long as you've got an internet connection. I'm seeing some questions coming in here about what's a release date. I don't know if they did announce a release date. The keynote was still going on as I went to the live stream, so if anybody does know, do make sure to post in the chat. I can only assume it's going to be in the next few months, certainly by the end of the year, I would imagine. Price, well, again, I didn't get that information. I think there's probably going to be free apps that you can download on using a Chrome browser, so the purchases will probably be held within the games themselves. So there's still little bits of information that we don't quite know yet, but we were just looking at this from a video creator's perspective. There is massive potential here, but you need to be there first and fast, or bigger and different. That's something we've talked about often in our live streams before. And I think with that, Jeremy, I think I've exhausted everything I can talk about with Stadia for the next, at least for 20 minutes. I'm going to go do some more research after the end of this live stream. But I think now it might be time to do some channel audits if people do know what that is. We've not done shout outs yet or anything like that because we just want to jump into the news that was breaking here. So quick shout outs here to people such as DJ Brawl Stars, Carter Confidential, Raphael's also in here, Skylar the Creator, who Jeremy was just mentioning early, Tombo, R Epic Gaming, Harry Tim, Frank Foti, lots of regulars in the house today. Thank you very much for joining us in this semi-special live stream. Jeremy, who else have we got in there?
We got Skylar the Creator, Carissa Lee, Black Chin Lee, Slapfish Jr., Twisted. And hey, how did I do there, Rob?
Yeah,
Am I getting
pretty
better?
good. Slapfish Jr. I think that's quite a tongue twist, and you've dealt with that one admirably. So what we're going to look now here is channel audits. This is something that we do every single week here on the VidIQ live stream. We line up some channels and we talk about how you can improve your channel. Your channel. We have a link in the video description, and if you fill that out, that will enable us to add you to the list. So fill that out now. Maybe I can add you in towards the middle and end of our live stream this week. Don't ask for a review or an audit in the chat because I do not have time to see it, and on this occasion I cannot see any chat thanks to Streamlabs not working properly. Super chats, while very much appreciated, do not guarantee you a channel audit, again because we can't see that and it creates a financial barrier. Apologies in advance if we can't fit you in today. As always, we get over 100 submissions. We're currently at 41, so I've already loaded up some of those for today. And Jeremy always has an amazing way of describing why sometimes, even if you don't get the audit for your personal channel, it can be really valuable for you anyway. Because, Jeremy,
well, we have a saying in America. It's like, I can give you a fish or teach you how to fish, right?
Yes.
So if you take all of our advice and you really learn the 5 or 7 things we're looking at all channels, and you apply that philosophy to your channel, you're probably going to do a better job of auditing your own channel than us auditing your channel. And the reason I say that is when you can, what your goals are, what your vision is. If you take these 5 or 7 things we're going to be analyzing on all these channels and you apply it to your own, I promise you will do a better job than us. So please learn from all the channels. And if we get to your channel, great. If we don't get to your channel, sorry. We have 100 or 200 submissions today and only about an hour to do it.
And yes, as we say here, this looks as if it's spelt wrong as well. I'm really going to have to check all of my graphics after this live stream. Our opinions are based off of first impression, so exactly as Jeremy says. Sometimes we don't get the full context of your channel in the few minutes that we have the opportunity to look at it. So gaining those general skills to apply to your channel as you understand your channel can have a huge benefit. And of course, if we cannot audit your channel today, download the VidIQ Chrome extension. There is a link in the description which will allow you to have access to a 24/7 YouTube consultant who will tell you things such as what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and where you excel in particular areas, which videos are bringing in the most subscribers or the most watch time or the most engagement for conversation. All right, with all that being said, Jeremy, I now have to press a couple of buttons to get us back into the swing of things. So that brings us back on screen, and then I have to hide Jeremy's face in order to share my screen with him so he can see what's going on. Jeremy, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes, he can. Okay, with that, we'll load up the channel audit transition screen, and we will look at our first channel today, and we have to start with a gaming channel, obviously, and that is going to be Super Rizzo Gamer 44. And I think we're going to be looking at some fairly fundamental things to improve on this channel. You do have 200 subscribers, and you suggest in your channel name that you are a gaming channel. But then we have a channel banner that says we can all go higher, faster, and higher, further, and faster. The question is, in what? I would be asking there. And then looking at some of your thumbnails and the type of videos that you're doing, I'm not seeing any video game content here, Jeremy. I'm seeing stuff like the official trailer reaction for Toy Story 4 and the Avengers Endgame trailers and TV spots. I know you're going to have a field day with what could potentially be copyright here. I think my general view here would be focus. Would that be something you would agree with here? What is the channel about?
Absolutely. Focus, make your thumbnails similar to each other.
Yeah.
Really dive down into one subject. Just talk about baseball, or just talk about games, or just talk about movies. You may even want to just talk about Star Wars. That's a whole genre within itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So focus, make weekly content on that one thing, and get better at making thumbnails. Make sure that you display the 3 E's: eyes, emotion, and excitement. And congratulations on getting 200 subscribers. You got this. Keep on cranking it out and doing good.
Yeah, what I would say finally on this channel is that, as Jeremy was saying, like, Star Wars in itself is a whole huge, massive topic. And here you have like several videos here with views in the 60s, the 40s, double digits. And then when you go into something completely different, an Avengers Endgame, and then like new intros, absolutely no views, like under 10. So that's a clear indication that your audience is being attracted to certain topics, but then the other ones are just not working at all. So absolutely focus, start there, and we hope that you can continue to grow your channel more successfully. Next channel then we are going to look at here is Think Critic. And I would say almost immediately, looking at this channel with 55 subscribers, they already seem to have some really good fundamentals here in terms of the branding and the thumbnails, which look absolutely amazing. I think this is another channel about gaming. It's kind of hidden here a little bit in some of the, I see oranges here in like the channel banner. Some really interesting things going on here, Jeremy. Like, how do you see this as a video marketer who has experience sort of branding channels? It looks like it's really strong here.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that this looks like a channel with 20,000 subscribers when you look at it.
Yeah.
Can you go back up to the banner real quick?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, this is the problem. Pursuing a dream, animation, vlogs, and tutorials. I would take 2 of those away and just do one of the 3.
Yeah.
And really focused. So your lettuce, spleen 2D character animation, maybe you should just teach people how to do character animation, and that's it. That's enough for a channel. It really is. And animation has never been bigger on YouTube than it is now. You know that by going to Google Trends and seeing what's trending right now on YouTube. So animation is really, really hot right now. So maybe you should just teach people, figure out what people are searching for. I call this matching the passion of animation with the intent of search. So go figure out the top 100 things people are asking questions about with animation and make videos that answer those questions.
Yeah, let's see. I'm just the community for this channel seems quite strong. I mean, only with 55 subscribers, each video gets almost as many views as subscribers, even on a small sample size.
Yeah.
And so, Jeremy, what you're kind of saying here is these, whatever it is, these vegetables in Spine 2D, it's almost as if judging, like, that's like, I assume, a particular program, Spine 2D. Mm-hmm. You could almost create a 50 videos on that particular topic and really become the authority. Whereas, let's see, the video creators may be producing 1 video a week, I would say. So you see one tutorial from this program every month. Whereas it might be more intelligent, at least to begin with, to create 4 videos a month on that one animation program. Like, I mean, I guess a simple thing to do here is do a search for Spine 2D.
How to use Spine 2D is one of the biggest terms. So animation tutorial. So how to use blank, 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 Spine 2D animation tutorial. And
we would already say that your thumbnails are
much
far
better,
superior than any of these channels. And so a lot of these videos are quite old, so that's might be something to consider in terms of using this program. Like, is it been updated recently? So yeah, it's a pretty old search topic, so you may need to be a little careful there in how much effort you put into it. But just as an example here, a channel with 30 subscribers and views of 1,000 and is ranking in the top search terms, if you produce a lot of content on that one area for an extended period of time, you could really make a big impact. Good example here, the top channel, 5,000 subscribers, 250,000 views, and my prediction is that this single video has probably created those 5,000 subscribers. So, yeah, I think generally answering the questions that are always asked about Spine 2D may be a way forward. But, I mean, if we're rolling this back, what if Spine 2D isn't what you're really passionate about? Then maybe it's one of these other areas that you're looking at that could be really important. There's like different episodes here, so there is vlogs and storytelling going on to a certain extent. But, yeah, maybe it's in the long term, it's going to create a good community, but you're going to need these breakout videos, and we're not maybe seeing them right now on this channel. But yeah, I think in terms of the thumbnails, Jeremy, and the branding, there doesn't really need to be any changes at all, really, there, would you say?
Oh, not at all. And she said, thanks, guys. I've updated my thumbnails after watching your stream on thumbnails.
Oh, awesome. Good.
That's really cool.
Nice to hear, yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think Critic. I think a big question for you is, with the amount of content you can produce, which is once a week, is it better to try and move from topic to topic, so almost like in your vlog style that you do now, or to think about doing tutorials for a certain period of time on a particular program to see if you can build up some reputation in that area? Something to think about. And I know it's a difficult question to sometimes answer during a live stream, but I hope you found the advice there useful. Let's move on to the next channel, Jeremy, which is another gaming channel, Harry TMM. No channel banner, so I think you should certainly start there. So Jeremy, I'm going to throw this one out to you with... I know you're not really a gamer, but what can you clearly see here from just a few videos that we can see here on the channel screen?
Wrestling.
Oh yeah, wrestling. Okay, but what else?
I see wrestling and soccer or football. Excuse me, Rob. And car games. Good.
So, what do we think the problem is there? Too many games?
Too many genres of games. Yeah. So, if you just did car games, that's cool. If you just did wrestling games, that's cool. If you just did soccer games, that's fine. Or a particular, genre of sports, that's fine. But just doing too much is going to be really, really difficult. Another thing is like FIFA 19. Your titles aren't long tail enough, or you don't have enough keywords in there to rank for. Like, for example, with a channel with 100 subscribers, you're not going to rank for FIFA 19, for example, so you're going to have longer titles. Absolutely,
or something that addresses a particular topic within FIFA, or as Jeremy just called it, FIFA. There's and another thing is that if you look at like how you've done the football games, you've done one a month ago, and then one 3 weeks ago, and then there's a gap of 3 weeks where you jump into other topics, and then go back to FIFA 2 days ago. So, what in terms of watching habits, what do you expect your audience to want? Do they want you to be moving between different topics and spending an entire month trying to get through a game, or do they want you to blast through it in a shorter period of time? So, again, I think for the two gaming channels that we've already seen today, certainly channel focus is the focus that you should be looking at. Next channel, Jeremy, I'll let you take the lead on this one to begin with. It's Jay Let's Eat. It looks like a food eating challenge channel with 5,000 subscribers. And one of your favourite topics here, Jeremy, ramen noodles coming up. What do we think of this one?
Well, I really like the thumbnails. They're really, really well done. And the hero of the thumbnail is the food and not her. Mm-hmm. So this is very important for you guys that are wanting audits right now. Please listen and look at this and understand that having the hero of the main part of the thumbnail is crucial. I think she's done this better than just about anyone I've seen. Because she's in the foreground or the background, and the foreground is the hero of the food. So really, really well done on the thumbnails themselves. The only recommendation I'd have for the thumbnails is maybe pop the background with a little more color. but the food being the hero is phenomenal. So I don't think your thumbnails could get that much better. They're very, very well done. Is there a banner?
Yes, there is. Yeah.
Awesome. So the banner does not relate to me like the thumbnail. So your branding is missing some element. So I would show some food in the banner, show yourself in the banner, and, just make it feel the same. So the branding should be consistent with the banner as the thumbnails.
I would completely agree with what Jeremy's saying here. I mean, when you look at the thumbnails, there's 3 distinct things that you can focus on. The reaction of the person, which is in there, the food at the foreground, and then text, which isn't overused in this case. The font changes a little bit in each of the thumbnails, but the color consistency makes sure that there is a pattern following on from each of the thumbnails. So I absolutely agree with you there, Jeremy. I guess the one thing that this video creator should maybe look at is looking at maybe the most popular videos that they've done in mukbang eating challenges, and maybe they can do follow-ups on the ones that have been really successful. Maybe the keywords such as mussels, seafood, that seems to be a popular area. Or we talk about fame hacking, and this is almost, I don't know, like brand bashing. I'm going to use the term here of like using Five Guys or Wendy's or Doritos Nachos. That seems to be a good strategy there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really, just, and keep on going. I always say 2 inches wide and a mile deep. So if you're going to make videos on fried seafood, make 50 videos long term, 5 years from now on fried seafood.
Yeah, so Jay, let's see. I think you're absolutely nailing YouTube, which is brilliant to see. Folks, what we're going to do now is I'm going to take a quick break, which will allow me to load up more of your channels. So we will be back in a few minutes here on the VidIQ live stream. And in the meantime, you can enjoy these messages, but we will be back very soon. See you then. If your YouTube channel is stuck in a rut, maybe it's time you gave it the VidIQ Boost treatment. Still not convinced? Here's 10 reasons why you should.
VidIQ. VidIQ.
VidIQ.com. With VidIQ Boost, you have complete access to one of the most powerful marketing tools on YouTube, the channel audit. It will show you in a snapshot what's working on your channel, what isn't working on your channel, and all of those little things like titles, tags, and end screens that you need to fix. We also take the guesswork out of search engine optimization with our keyword suggestion tools. Knowing what people are searching for means you know what to include in your titles, tags, and descriptions, all of which you can add with a single click. With our competitor tracking tool, you can follow up to 20 channels working in the same video space as you. If their content is catching fire, chances are they're doing something right, and you need to add your own spin to the topic. One of our Boost exclusive tools is bulk SEO. This analyzes content you have already published and shows you how people are finding that content and how you can improve it further with keywords you're not even using. Have VidIQ do the work for you by alerting you through email with a list of videos that are trending based on your search criteria. If you see a trend blowing up, it's time to ride that wave for massive channel growth. Want to quickly post videos natively on Facebook rather than YouTube links? Our syndication tool can do that for you in just a few easy clicks. Through subscriber analysis, you can discover what your fans do when they're not watching you. This can help you discover new video topics and channels of interest, as well as understanding when your subscribers are online, so you know the best time to publish your content. Have you ever wanted to know which channels covering similar topics to you are having viral moments, no matter how big or indeed how small the channel is? Our most viewed tool will help you uncover those hidden gems. With VidIQ Boost, you also get VidIQ Pro features as well, which include our titles, tags and descriptions translation tool, as well as the controversial keyword checker, saving you from possible demonetization flags. And while we're on the subject of upgrade banners and locked features and rocket icons you might have seen as a VidIQ free user, with VidIQ Boost, all of this goes away. You have complete access to every single one of our tools. Our support team is available and ready to answer your questions in the supported languages on screen now. Start boosting your channel today and let us educate you on your YouTube journey. Alright, testing, 1, 2, 3, folks. Can you hear me? Welcome back to the VidIQ livestream this week, where we've been talking about Google Stadia, but now we're into the meat of the livestream, auditing your channels. And I think, Jeremy, let's just jump straight into it with round 2. Really fascinating channel I found here, Flipping Profit. I love that channel name. Creating a financial freedom one flip at a time. Wow, I think that... Two things there. Brilliant channel name, brilliant value proposition. So if we were going to talk about what that means to a viewer, Jeremy, kind of maybe explain why I might think that's a fantastic channel banner and introduction to a channel.
Yeah, so there's a book called Tribal Branding, and essentially it's very important when you see something for the first time to understand what the channel's about and why it matters to me. So it's like a lot of subconscious things going on here, but I'm going to look at this channel, Flipping Profit. Okay, what does that mean? Create your financial freedom one flip at a time. Okay, cool. This guy flips stuff and he makes more money.
Yeah.
And he's using his face in the banner. So really, really well done branding statement and design on the banner. Good job.
We know exactly what this channel's about within seconds of looking at the thumbnails of a channel banner. And I think that is what is so potentially powerful from a video creator's point of view. Now, the channel is still relatively small at this point, 90 subscribers, so congratulations in advance on 100 soon. Where might we be able to tweak the actual content to help the creator maybe find, as you say, this 2-inch focus, which is a mile deep?
Yeah, I think some of these titles are okay, like how to get more sales on eBay, top 5 ways to boost sales. Can you do me a favor, Rob, and type in underscore and then eBay, and then go to the right before the E and hit enter. Oh, I'm sorry, hit a space. There we go. Not enter, just space. Go back and then hit a space. And then don't hit enter. Right after the...
you mean the search? You just want a search term?
No. Put a space before the underscore. There you go, right there.
Sorry, folks. Okay,
now,
we've got it now.
How to sell on eBay. Do you see how basically what that underscore does, guys, is it shows you what is before that. It's a little finicky, but it does work. So if I type in eBay, the #1 search for term is how to sell on eBay. So that personally would be the way I start every single one of your videos.
Cool. So like how to sell on eBay, and then colon, maybe the topic you're talking about. Exactly. As an example, something that we've been doing here at VidIQ, I don't know if you've noticed this, but you may be seeing a lot of titles that start with PewDiePie versus T-Series, colon, and then actually what the video's about. And every time we do that, our views from those videos go semi-viral. So it's certainly a tactic that's working strongly for us on that particular topic. I mean, I was just thinking for the video creator, do you think there's an opportunity here to find a particular type of product that's good for flipping? Or do you think that the strategy of flipping itself is a term that you should be able to capitalize on YouTube? I'm just going to sort by most popular here and see if there is anything. So no breakout videos right now. I think the video creator who looks as if they started a month ago. So not that many videos, maybe still just trying to find their feet on the platform right now.
And this is a good learning moment for everyone. Type in flipping and hit enter on search.
Are you sure you want me to do
Yes.
Flipping without the G or with the G here. So that's an interesting question. I don't know.
Yeah. With the G. With the G. And on the right-hand side here, we have a really cool tool here at VidIQ that shows what's related queries. And then if you scroll down a little bit, it actually shows you the top search terms for flipping. So the first thing we see is trampoline, bottle flips, gymnastics. So, As you start understanding your channel focus, you start exploring your keyword universe. As you start exploring your keyword universe, then you start understanding what words people are searching for. And as you dial that in every day, every week, every month, every year, you'll understand more and more of how people are searching. But that's kind of the first step of the process to understand your keyword universe.
Yeah. All right, so flipping profit, I think a great idea for a channel. I think you've nailed down the branding and messaging. And what I would be doing here is, as you create more and more videos, keep an eye out for what you will have at some point is a video that performs far better than your current videos. It'll get maybe like 500 views or 1,000 views, and that could be your starting block for something where you really niche down or double down, 2 inches wide, a mile deep type of content. But for now, I think just keep improving 1%. I can see when I look at the thumbnails, they're slowly improving each and every time. Some tweaks still needed here and there, but generally good stuff going on there. Shall we move on to the next channel there, Jeremy? Or anyone to say? Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I'll let Jeremy lead with this one, which is CRTR Carter Confidential, 69 subscribers. Relatively new channel. What do you think this video? Well, hang on. We've audited this channel before, haven't we? Because I remember that Jacksonville Jaguars.
I believe
video.
So.
Yeah.
I think we audited this channel last week.
Yeah, and we're just looking. So you've done a bit more on NFL ones, and you've done some eBay stuff, but I think maybe we'll for the benefit of the other video creators, we'll maybe leave that for a couple more weeks if we return to it. So sorry about that, Carter Confidential, but you have had your channel audited before. So Jeremy, let's take it away with this one. What do we see here?
Well, I love the name, Going Full Nerd, and I do see some copyrighted material all over your banner.
Yep.
I'm just going to say that because I fear for you. You know, if it's not your stuff, don't use it unless you have permission. That's my opinion. I don't know if Rob feels the same way.
It always depends on like how much you are going to be using copyrighted content and how transformative your content in terms of fair use. I mean, sometimes we use the occasional meme or an image in our videos, but we don't use it in every video and like almost exclusively. And I think this may be trending a bit too much towards potential copyright content. I think generally what I would say about this channel is I will sum it up in one word, and that's busy. Everything I see on the thumbnails and the branding, there's a lot going on. Whether it's text, like for example this one, we've got Going Full Nerd as a logo, we've got various characters from different comics, and then a line of text here which would take me 10 seconds to read, and already I'm sort of thinking I'm moving on to the next. Internally, I'm moving on to the next piece of content that I might click on. And again, focus. We've got a video here about, let's see, Avengers Endgame, and then Gunn doing a reboot of, I think, Suicide Squad, and then Doom Patrol. So every single video seems to be on an entirely different focus in terms of films and the nerd genre. So I think that, again, just general focus might be what we need to look at here for the channel. You've got 1,000 subscribers, so you have had some success in the past. So if we just sort by most popular, is there certain videos that are driving the channel? And it looks as if yes, but I would say those are videos that were about a completely different type of content before, like these food challenges from 3 years ago. So you've decided to have a new approach to the channel, and it's almost like, although the channel has 1,000 subscribers, you may be operating a channel size of maybe 50 to 100 subscribers with your current content. So that's going to be a challenge as well. Any final thoughts there, Jeremy, other than
that's a good point. And it's okay to change direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like you're going to evolve and you're into gaming and not food. That's cool. Like we're not saying it's a bad thing, but Rob is correct. I have a friend with 55,000 subscribers, and about 40,000 of the subscribers are there for something he did in the past, not what he does now. So I tell him he only has 10 to 15,000 subscribers. He gets mad at me, but it's the truth, because he only has 10 to 15,000 subscribers that care about what he does today, not yesterday.
And you're right. I think that sums it up brilliantly. Getting an audience to care about your content is something that's usually done with consistent, focused content. So going full nerd, you are no longer going on food challenges. So I wish you best of luck in the evolution or the reinvention of your channel. Next one we have here is Grim Hades. You contribute a lot on VidIQ in the comments, so we really do appreciate that. And congratulations on exactly 300 subscribers that you've just hit there for your channel. What do you make of this channel in terms of what it's about here, Jeremy?
I think, well, first off, he's my favorite new best friend because he has a video that says Troom Troom is the worst channel. Troom Troom is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. So I think it's kind of trending topics is what I would say.
Kind of a bit like a drama alert channel. It's following the with celebrities
almost like
and
news,
stories.
like social news.
Yeah.
So one of the problems being small doing social news is you don't have an audience.
Yeah.
So one of the ways to help with that is to actually find a type of news that you can have an anchor or a in SEO they call this a skyscraper now, but essentially having a niche of news. So what if you just talked about celebrities, or you just talked about YouTubers, or you just talked about NASCAR, whatever you want to talk about, but if you just follow that news instead of all news, I always say this analogy: fishing in the ocean is hard, but fishing in a barrel is easy because you know where the fish are. So if you if people like a certain thing and they want news about that certain thing, then it's much easier to find those people and to have them subscribe to you. But if you're talking about everything, your audience is kind of everyone, and people, it's just going to be hard to find everyone.
I think in the last month, seeing from these latest videos, it looks as if it's controversial figures or stories within the YouTube community. That's what it seems to look. Seems to me what you're doing. And then we got videos here with there's 3 videos here at least that have more views and subscribers. So I think Grim Hades, you're certainly starting to find that particular genre. And yeah, it's just going to be one of those things where, as you're a smaller channel with less authority, some videos will pop a little bit, some won't, but I think you're generally in the right lines. I guess the next question might be here is, how can we make the thumbnails, which are starting to get a lot more consistent here? There's probably a bit more we could do with making these pop, do you think here, Jeremy?
Yeah, I think that the brick maybe needs to be dialed back, like take like a black box and make it about 60 or 70% opaque and put that behind you, and then like calm down the brick a little bit so there's like physical visual room between you and the brick. And
also the brick color is similar to skin tone, so you may need to decide whether you want like a red brick background. Like red brick might be good because it's YouTube stories, so some subtle changes there may help. I don't necessarily have an issue with the text. It's very distinct. Maybe it needs to be dialed back a little bit in some cases. I just having a look at these 2 examples here, it's almost as if on the Adpocalypse 2.0 versus Everybody Hates Chris one, you added a saturation maybe in the Apocalypse one, but not in the other one, because you can certainly, it's a good example here of how you can make a thumbnail really pop by just changing the contrast versus the 2. Even though this one did better, I think this thumbnail here has more pop to it.
Absolutely. And contrast and pop and focus or sharpness, the crispness of the thumbnail are really important.
Folks, if you want to know more about thumbnails, I think we are going to be doing a month's worth of content on thumbnails, and I believe that's going to be in April. I think it's going to be like thumbnail April thumbnail, or We need a better title than that, Jeremy, but that's certainly on our list to do because people ask about it so much and we cover it so often. Next channel is VIP Funds, small channel again with just 20 subscribers. What is this channel about here? Basically, if you look at this channel, flip in profit, create financial freedom one flip at a time, you kind of get the idea of what that is straight away. VIP Funds, Master Unlimited, live, comment, subscribe. I still don't know what this channel's about, even though I've been looking at it now for 20 seconds. It's got some street food in India, some TikTok stuff. I don't know what the answer is here, Jeremy. Any ideas? It looks as if it's like TikTok compilations to a certain extent, but beyond that, really difficult to know.
Yeah, I would, and like, comment, subscribe. I like that. That's funny. So I think some of this may or may not be copyrighted. Maybe it's your TikToks. Who knows?
That's the thing to consider. Absolutely, yeah.
But it just find a focus. It's great that you're getting started. Find a focus, and TikTok content doesn't necessarily do well on YouTube unless you own it. That's a different story. But yeah, just try to put out content every week. Talk about one thing, and you got this.
I'm going to say something here, Jeremy. I've noticed on this particular channel, there's a lack of enthusiasm that you're kind of giving out here. And I feel it as well. It's because we're looking at this channel and we just don't know who the video creator is. We don't get any sense of individuality here, do we? We don't. It could almost be a content farm or just a random library of videos. And that makes it really hard for us to try and offer assistance, because what is there here for a potential audience? Am I getting that right here? I mean, we load up all sorts of channels, but when we look at them, we can be really enthusiastic, like such as with a flipping channel and then the mukbang one. But then there are these channels where I just have no idea what the video creator is trying to achieve here, other than more views and more subscribers, without understanding what's beneath that, like creating an audience, building a community, and so on.
Yeah. I think find your focus, find your niche, start making content on that focus every week. Always try to up your thumbnail game and your title game. Understand what people are searching for and match that with your passion to help or entertain others. And that's the secret sauce to life right there. To life, not just YouTube. Increase your thumbnails, that will enhance your life. Let's move on to this channel. I'll let you lead with this one, Jeremy. Gamers World, nearly 3,000 subscribers, so a good gaming channel here, ready for Google Stadia, I hope, but looks like some really strong stuff coming out of this channel. Yeah, can you scroll up a little top so I can see how many subscribers they have? Yeah. All right, 3, almost 3,000 subscribers. Congratulations, that's pretty amazing. Yeah. One thing I like about the banner is it matches your thumbnail, so I feel consistent, and it's really good. I really like it. It would be nice to kind of know the subgenre of what your channel is about. So is it Let's Plays? Is it tutorials? Is it live stream? So it would be nice in the banner to know what kind of gaming channel. Is it retro games? So it would be nice to know that. And then down here, your thumbnails are great. You're using the arrow technique, which is
we always love that.
Extremely effective. But where I think you could use a little bit of improvement is focusing on a series of videos with your titles. So right now, for example, Marshmallow Madness, Subsquad's team, whatever. I don't even know what game that is. Like
that was the question I was going to ask you, Jeremy. Do you have any clue what game this is?
I mean, unless it's something battle royale.
It's Fortnite battle royale, yeah. But I think you as a newcomer to this space, because you don't see it in the title, you have no idea what it's about.
Right.
And so from potentially a YouTube search and discovery point of view, if it's not in the title, that's going to make it even harder to tell an audience what this video is about.
So I think your thumbnails are good and everything, but I think where you're missing out is making sure you really make titles that of things people are going to be searching for. And I'm not sure people will search for Cuddle Team Leader. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But I would put the name of the game and what the video is about in the title.
I would agree with you there. I like the fact that you are focusing almost exclusively on Battle Royale. And wow, I'm just realizing here, look at the amount of content you're pushing out here.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of content coming out there. It may be worth combining some of the videos. For example, you published 3 videos 4 days ago, and each of them is a minute long. I don't know if there's a way to potentially put them together, although they may be on completely different topics. But it's fantastic to see that you got lots of consistency. I think that's one of the strong things that many video creators miss. But yeah, hang on, have I spotted something here? Okay, so there's something about chess where you've got extra views, and one here about ammo boxes. So there's 3 videos here which have outperform the rest of your content, and I'm just wondering if there's a particular reason why that is. Might be worth investigating the particular topics that you covered there within the Fortnite game, and whether you can leverage that and double down, as we often say. All right then, that's another batch of channels audited. I hope you found that useful. We're going to take another short break now. When we come back, we're going to be auditing more of your channels and taking questions live on air. So stay tuned. We'll be back very, very soon. If your YouTube channel is stuck in a rut, maybe it's time you gave it the VidIQ. Does running a YouTube channel sometimes make you feel dazed and confused? Well, that's why you might need a little education. VidIQ can review your channel in seconds, 24 hours a day. It's like having our own YouTube consultant giving you all of this information. Do a YouTube search and we'll show you the stats, the value of that keyword, what's related, what's trending, what tags each video uses, and a deep dive with a single click. After research comes analysis. Our video scorecard will pick apart all the important analytics from social media to SEO, and we do this for every single video on YouTube for free. And when it comes to uploading your videos, VidIQ is here to support you every step of the way, with suggested keywords, our SEO score ranking, upload checklist, and recommended tags, boosting your content to the next level. Oh, and if you think we've finished there, we haven't even started. We have dozens more tools we want to show you right now. All you need to do is download VidIQ now and let us help educate you on your YouTube journey today. All right then, let's jump back into it for the next part of our channel audits. Jeremy, are you ready to go?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, good to hear it. Next channel then we are looking at here is True to the Game Gaming. If you are not going to be using Google Stadia in the next couple of months, you need to be, because I think NBA basketball games was actually one of the games that they use as an example of how a person watching a video could then jump in and experience the game with the player. So make sure to check that out after this live stream. Nearly 100 subscribers. Congratulations on hitting that target very soon. What do we think here, Jeremy? I would say let's start with the thumbnails here. They look somewhat busy to me, I would say, but some interesting graphical effects going on here with like fire and arrows, and a person here, Diamond Jason, with like it's almost like on fire. So some interesting additional effects being added to the thumbnails, but maybe is it complicating things a bit too much?
Well, I think that in this case, I don't even think you need text. I don't think people can see the text very well because of the contrast or lack of contrast on the text. So do me a favor and try to just completely remove the text on your thumbnails.
Yeah,
I don't think it's adding value.
Just looking at this thumbnail here, I think just removing the text completely would really draw itself into the dramatic pose with the funky little graphics and lines that are surrounding items here. I don't know if you've done this yourself on the thumbnails or it comes through on the game screens anyway, but I really like the effects that are going on here, and it adds an element of uniqueness to the channel in that sense.
And Dr. Stein said the same thing in chat just now. He's like, hey, they'd look good if you didn't have text. So yeah, I think that is really the biggest issue. Another thing I would say is, even though this is animation, try to make the eyes and the face bigger when possible, because people do still subconsciously connect to others' eyes. So make sure you do try to get close-ups, remove the text, get close-ups, and I think you'll be a lot further on your way. Also, if possible, try to have some type of consistency, so of color or shape or logo or something that ties all these together. Right now, most of these do not look like the same. Like if I looked at cheesy pink diamond gains versus another one, it would look like two different channels.
What about the titles here? I'm just looking, like these last 3 or 4 are all, they seem to be identical almost. So we've got, I think the video game is the start keyword, and then my team pink, whatever that means, and then one of the players themselves. Maybe going a bit too much in one direction there. So
I think my pink, my team pink diamond seems to be a very big term, whatever that means. So my team pink diamond is the correct keyword. From what I can tell, though, is it's actually my team with no space. So my team, one word. So you may actually have the wrong spelling for my team.
Let's test that then. So if we do MBA, there we go. The second result is my team with no space there, so that's a good spot. And then as I look at the titles, I see like the basketball player's name and then some sort of action, but on every title, that action, whether it be can't be stopped, makes opponent rage quit, from half court, all of those things that are kind of like the intrigue that might tease a bit of a story are always cut off in the titles because the titles are too long. So something's got to give there, hasn't it? Either it's the number of keyword phrases that you're trying to include in the title, or the compelling emotional touch that you're adding to the title.
And can you type in my team pink diamond real quick? I want to show you one of the best thumbnails I've seen.
Like how I've just done it there?
Yeah. Look at that first thumbnail. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And why is it amazing? Because the color in the background makes it pop. You have the green and red arrow saying this one's good and this one's bad. And within 2 to 3 seconds, I know that it's something about basketball. And on the left, it's good. On the right, it's bad.
Yeah.
And it really works. Like so I would definitely emulate some of these thumbnails, not still like make your own version of it, but I would definitely figure out what's working from them and add that to your thumbnail design. Yeah,
some of these thumbnails do have those action cards in there, but they're just so small that they just blend. In fact, I think all of them do. I've just noticed that now, Jeremy, as you've
I didn't
highlighted
even see that.
Another thumbnail that the player is in the thumbnail, but it's because you already have a game character in there, you just don't even notice that. So I think that's a good visual reference there, that there's probably too much going on, and it took us 5 minutes to even spot that. So that is true to the game gaming. I think thumbnails and tweaking of your titles is where you want to look at next. We're going to look now at plates of flavors. 550 subscribers. Looks like a food content channel from the Asian region, whether it be India or Pakistan. And I think every week we fall into this conversation about how thumbnails from this part of the world seem to be a little different in terms of the text that's used. But I think there's a nice blend of two styles here, the focus on the food and then an extension of text in some examples. But look at this, I guess, evolution here, Jeremy. We look at these thumbnails with lots of different text and they're a bit busy. And then we get to this last thumbnail, which is suddenly in English. So again, that curious use of English, and whether it's, I guess, Hindi or another one of the other Indian languages. Any thoughts here generally? I love the thumbnails in general. They're really bright and have a lot of punch to each of them.
Yeah, I think they're great. And again, like you said, in India, they just seem to use more text. I'm not sure why, if it's a cultural thing. I can't read most of the text, even though I can't read the language. I'm just like, even if I could, I can't read that because it's so small for me.
Which would you say are the standout videos here that the creator may be wanting to look at? Just as an example, these two thumbnails here, which have thousands of views, and they start with a number and like some sort of intriguing steps or secret. Is that maybe the way to go forward with this type of content?
I mean, listicles have always worked well.
Yeah.
But it's also saturated. I personally like that the one on the left, the third row down, the yellow.
Oh, okay, this one here.
To me, visually, that's probably one of the nicest looking thumbnails because it just really pops and stands out. But yeah, I'm not sure, why does one get a lot of views and one doesn't? I do like the idea of giving someone not just a great title with keywords, but also giving someone a reason to click. And listicles, like the top 7 reasons to blah, 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 that is a great reason to give someone to click. So Be creative and have half of your title about giving someone a reason to click and half of it with your actual keyword research.
And finally, just looking at this channel, you cover 2 or 3 videos which have breakout views here in terms of thousands. I love that thumbnail. This one in the middle here, how to make Maggi masala. I think that's really colourful and powerful.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm just wondering if that you could do a series of videos, plates of flavour, on one of these particular ones which has broke out a little bit. If there's like a ways you can serve it for breakfast or for lunch or dessert. I mean, I know I'm going completely stupid here with my ideas, but it's just finding different avenues of approach to the same topic, especially with food where the ingredients is almost infinite. You can do this in such a number of various different ways. That could turn into a series where you're becoming an authority on a particular topic. So plates of flavour, a good look with your channel there, growing nicely. What do we have here? It's Nicola Tracks, music channel, I would assume. Now, this is interesting, Jeremy, for one reason. The text here on the titles. This is done in a strange way in italics, which I've never seen before.
I haven't either.
And a curious question is, how could that potentially affect the keywords within a title? Could that confuse YouTube, or does it give a more visually interesting view of the thumbnail and the title? Never seen this before.
That's pretty interesting. I'm guessing that they copied and pasted a style.
Yeah.
Just like you can copy and paste an emoji. That's how I'm guessing they got away with this and they figured this out. But it is really intriguing. I probably, if I was a big channel or working with a brand, probably wouldn't recommend this just because you don't know how YouTube is going to look at this. I do know that they have stated that they don't like overcapitalization, for example. So it's visually different, and different is good. So I'm not sure, but that is very interesting. Good call there.
I wonder how these would appear on a mobile device if the text is then defaulted back to normal.
Very interesting.
So as a music channel, what we're probably going to be recommending here is that you have, let's see, 12 tracks here. Certainly try and put all of your similar tracks into a playlist or a compilation video. You're creating playlists of your content, so you've only got a playlist of 3 songs. I think there might be something you could work on there. And if you have the capacity, you may want to experiment with live stream music playing, where you put all of these videos together. You've got like half an hour to an hour's worth of content here, and just live stream it on a continuous basis to see how it works. I mean, if you live stream, what do we need to live stream? Search here, Jeremy. Is it just music and then filter by live stream?
Yeah,
and we'll get some examples.
But I don't think they have a live stream filter anymore, do they?
Yep, they do.
Oh, they do.
So these 24/7 music live streams where people are listening, like 2,000 people are listening to chill music now. You probably don't want to invest too much into this right now, but as an experimentation, just to understand how you could create a consistent radio station almost on YouTube, might be worth looking at.
Yeah, I don't know. If you have a lot of content, live music stations on YouTube, I mean, there are just dozens of channels that got to over 1 million subscribers the last couple of years doing this. Even on our channel, when we were live for a while, we got quite a lot of traction. So if I was a music channel, I would be going all in on live streaming. I can guarantee you that.
And just to finish off with, these final 2 thumbnails and these music here have done particularly well, although you haven't got many likes. I don't know if you're getting external views from these videos, but those 2 did really well, so I don't know if it's because of the thumbnail or because of the artist, but maybe you could double down on those tracks there. All right, folks, we are going to take a brief break from audits to take your questions. We do this every single week, and I love to keep our audience engaged. Sorry that we didn't really do any shout outs to begin with, because we jumped into the Google Stadia information. So it's your turn here on the VidIQ live stream to ask us some questions. Just going to bring Jeremy back on screen there. So if you have any questions, what we would like you to do is put a hashtag question on your chat and then fire away. As far as I know, I do have my chat working here to a certain extent, so I can read and answer some of these questions. I always enjoy this part of the live stream, because we end up spending a lot of time answering some really good questions. So I'll kick this off. The first question coming in here from Retro Cheats is, how fast does the forum fill out? I feel like I joined too late. So what I do here is I delete all of the submissions from last week, because I only want people who are in the live stream now to be able to participate. And when the form is available, you fill it out as quickly as possible, and then I start to list up a few channels before we go live. And then during those breaks that I sometimes fill in on a live stream, that's when I look at more channels. So you're never too late, but I tend to be a bit more random with the channels that I pick during the live stream. So it's better to be first. As soon as you see the notification for when I schedule a live stream, that's when you should be looking at that link. Jeremy, any questions there that you've seen?
Yeah, so why does VidIQ Boost make such a big deal over tags? Like, how does adding recommended tags from bulk SEO help the video rank in search? I think this is a nomenclature issue, Rob.
What, sorry?
So I think this is, I think the problem we have right now is where Boost says tags, but it really means keyword research.
Yeah, absolutely. And Boost is one of our traditionally really powerful tools, and it's still useful today for not only making sure that you have all of that metadata in there, especially for smaller channels. I still think it's really helpful for giving YouTube as much information as possible about your content. But Boost isn't just about Boost. We've got dozens of other tools within that paid tier, such as Channel Audit. I mean, that in itself is a phenomenal tool, which you just unlock so much potential. But I'm sure you saw in the advert as well, you get full access to competitors, trend alerts, bulk SEO, and so much more. So don't just think of the Boost package as boosting your tags. It's a lot more than that. Zig Imantis asks, hey, I have a problem. I don't get views or subscribers from YouTube and I've tried anything. Well, our answer to that is you probably haven't tried everything, or you're trying the same things over and over again and expecting different results. So watching this live stream, and if you submit your channel next week, then maybe we'll be able to take a look at that. Question here I'm going to ask you, Jeremy, from Carissa Lee. Any tips for hang out with me type of live streams? Guest community live streams.
Yeah, I mean, some of the tips is to have a formula and a purpose.
Which we try here, but often fail.
We do have a formula and a purpose. But sometimes, life happens. And when you're live, you never know what's going to happen. A lot of the times we respond to your questions, or we figure out what the vibe is in the chat, and then we bob and weave and change things on the fly. But having a purpose, giving value or entertainment should be the first thing on your priority when you're doing a live stream. And then secondarily would be making sure that your audience is really getting that information and getting that feedback. Being interactive with your audience as much as possible, from Rob and I shouting out your names in the beginning to taking breaks and reloading everything so you don't have to look at us shuffle things around on the back end. I think there's a lot of strategy here. Live Streaming Pros is a YouTube channel you may want to check out. Luria is very good at this stuff, and she's who I personally look up to learn about live streaming.
I think to summarize, if you're going to do a hangout with me live stream, you are basically saying that this is a community piece of content, and live streams mainly are that type of content. Unless you're trying to cover a breaking story as it happens, it is really about the community and making those subscribers who've turned up for the live stream into almost like super fans, by, as Jeremy's saying, doing shout outs and directly answering the questions like we're doing right here. Got another question there, Jeremy, that we could maybe tackle?
Yeah. How do I find my niche? My niche.
How do you find your niche? How do we... We've answered this so many times. How do we answer it a little bit differently? I guess the answer, generally speaking, is that you will already have an understanding of what you're really interested in on YouTube. When you know what you're interested in, then use a magnifying glass to go 10x into that particular interest. So you really focus down. If it's about Fortnite, that's not niche enough. It's about the if it's about the best weapons in Fortnite, that's not niche enough. If it's about the best particular weapon at level 6 with 6 bits of ammo left, then you're sort of getting into where the niche might be for your particular topic. Jeremy, I'm gonna let you answer exactly the same question because I know you'll answer it much more effectively and concisely as me.
Yeah, I would just say that understand what your passions are, and then take all of those passions you have in life and narrow it down to how you can help or entertain people the best. From there, understand what questions people are asking for that thing. And then from there, develop a strategy around answering those questions or entertaining people around what people are searching for. So, for example, I love skateboarding, and I'm a teacher. I like to teach people how to skateboard. So I might type in how to _ skateboarding and figure out what the number one question people are asking about skateboarding. So how to ollie would be the answer. So how to ollie on a skateboard like a pro, something like that. Is I would go make 100 or 200 or 500 videos in the next 5 or 10 years on answering questions that people have about my passion plus intent of search.
Nicola Trax is just asking here, do you think having italics in your titles may make a difference? And the simple answer is we've no idea. This is the first time we've seen it in an audit, and it's really intriguing. There's probably something to maybe ask Team YouTube, because we'd like to know the answer to that. I'll post it in the YouTube community forums. My guess is it probably doesn't have as much of an impact as it maybe had done in the past, when YouTube relied more on like these solid bits of information that they have, such as keywords. But there's probably still some way that it will impact, whether it's visually or through like knowing what the search keywords are. What else do we have here for hashtag questions?
Is there any, how would you know when to upload a video, Rob?
Sorry, was that how to...
Yeah, how would you know the best time to post?
Okay, it's best time to publish. So here's advice I always give people. Let your channel run with no videos for 48 hours and then check your real-time stats. And you will literally see like the peaks and troughs of your channel throughout the day. When your views start to peak for the day, you want to publish your video at like the bottom of that hill when it starts to climb. That might be like 2 or 3 hours before the actual peak. That's one way to just get and that's just getting it directly from every single viewer. If you want to do it a bit more intelligently, VidIQ has a tool called Best Time to Post, which actually follows the activity of your subscribers when they're liking content, watching other people's content, so we know exactly when they're online. And it will give you a specific time, like between 6 to 9 a.m. on a particular day. So those are the two ways to look at it. But yeah, the only way to really know the best time to post is to actually not post any videos for a couple of days, and then you see the cadence of your channel. And you'll find that, let's say you're an English video creator, you'll find that it's the best time to post is between 6 and 9 our time, Vancouver time, or LA time, because that's when all of the Western world is awake, whether it's morning in the US or it's in the evening in Europe. Australia, I'm afraid you're just in a terrible part of the world, and you'll always be absolutely terrible for posting English videos in terms of reaching a wide audience, but that's kind of how it works. Whew, that was a long answer to probably a simple question there.
All right, so I have one that I'd like to answer myself.
What's
the difference between spamming your content and advertising yourself? The difference is value. If you're providing value or entertainment, you're never spamming. If it's just a plug on you, no one cares unless you're famous or really hot. And a question for you, Rob. How can you compete with bigger YouTube channels currently in your niche?
All right, so I will give you the exact answer to this, because this is how I did it in the tech area. Let's say the iPhone 10 comes out, or the Galaxy S10 comes out, and you can't get that device before the big channels, so they're going to do all the big reviews on the content, and they're going to cover it from that point of view. So how do you differentiate yourself? What I did is I took the device and said, right, okay, what I'm going to do is, let's say the big channels are doing 10 tips on how to use the Galaxy S10. I'm going to do 150 tips on the Galaxy S10. You cannot get this anywhere else on YouTube. It's like a complete guide, and I was able to get views in the millions from products that I bought myself after the big creators got them. So it's finding a bigger, better, or different way to approach those topics than the bigger channels. Find something that identifies you uniquely, and that's the way I did it. Somebody's asking, I think it's Slapfish Jr. or whatever he's called, is asking if VidIQ is ever going to be available on Safari. As of now, there are no plans to bring VidIQ to Safari, but we are working on Firefox, and hopefully we'll have that later on in the year. What else have we got here, Jeremy? A question from Daniel. How long does it take you to do a channel audit once someone's filled out your Google form? So if you fill it out, it is sometimes potluck. I'll just randomly go through the list. I don't know whether it's going to be a channel with 1 million subscribers or 100 subscribers when I add it to the tabs on my on my page. And if you keep visiting the live streams, you will eventually get audited. But as of today, we have 87 submissions today. And we'll probably get through about 20 of them in this live stream. Any more questions we got there, Jeremy?
Benji, video influencer, said that live streams can boost your following video. Is that true? And how soon after a stream should you post?
Okay, I'm just looking at that question myself. So Benji, he says that live streams can boost your following videos. So this is something that I'm trying to understand here as a video creator. I would suggest watching Benji's video, and because Benji and Sean Cannell, the two people who work at Video Influencers, are the masters of live streaming. And one of the ideas with live streaming is that, and I'm going to start experimenting with this. I was going to try it this week, but unfortunately the Google Stadia thing just overtook everything, is having a live stream where you start a live stream, you have 10 minutes of just welcoming the audience into the live stream who are there then. Then you do your actual content as if it's a video on demand, so not necessarily involving the community, and that will last maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And then that part finishes, and then you go into Q&A with your audience, and then you can have all of the usual community engagements. Once the live stream's finished, then you actually trim it to include just that valuable content for on demand. That's how I think Benji has been trying to do live streams recently, and how I think video influencers have so much success there. But definitely go back to the source there and maybe follow what Benji's been suggesting in his content. And let's do this as a last question here, Jeremy. I'll leave it up to you for this one. Loosters asks, how does a caps lock title affect video performance?
So YouTube has come out and said to not overuse caps. It could be like shouting or viewed as spam. I have seen recently titles that are full caps that have millions of views. So yeah. I would say that it's not best practice, and it's something I would not do on a channel I cared about a lot.
And I think it does depend on the audience. I don't know if there's any algorithmic penalties from YouTube, but I think YouTube is just generally saying that the audience tends to dislike caps lock titles. But then who is your audience? That might be a question to ask. And I get the final answer always in many of these questions is experiment. Try a couple of videos where you use caps lock and see what happens. I don't think it's going to penalize your channel over the long run, so it may be worth experimenting on that front. Jeremy, I think what we're going to do now is take our final audits of the session. So can you see my screen?
Yep.
You can, and we are going to do the quick fire audit round here, where we try and go through as many channels and give you maybe one piece of advice with the time that we have left. And we're going to start with Ryan El Hardy, a channel with 400 subscribers. If we were going to give this channel one piece of advice here, Jeremy, what do you think it would be?
Focus on one type of niche content.
Yeah, I think the channel is doing that to a certain extent with Fortnite videos. So my advice would be maybe simplify your thumbnails a little bit. Some are a bit busy, such as this one, lots going on here. And this one here, the 8.1 entirely all leaks one, very busy. And then some are a bit more simple. But yeah, focus and thumbnails, simplification is where we look at improvements for you. King Max here. My question, so the very simple question I'm going to ask you here is, what is your channel about? Because my answer is, I'm not sure. And I'm still looking at it 20 seconds later, and I'm still not sure. Any offers from you, Jeremy, about what this channel's about?
Yeah, I mean, if it is about animation, then make sure you use those keywords.
Yeah.
And then in your banner, make sure you use yourself and the what and why your channel exists. And yeah, just tell us. Don't make people guess. Tell us from the titles, from the thumbnails themselves, from the banner. Everything should scream what you do, and it should scream it loud.
What is your channel about? The big question we're asking there. Tiny Red Ninja. Jeremy, take it away for this one, 140 subscribers.
I think you're doing a good job on your title and your thumbnails. They're a little busy. I would probably remove most of the text on them. But like the previous channel, I still don't know, even though I know it's guitar related, I don't know what the channel is about. And the biggest for that is the one with a party grip song. That title is not what people are searching for, and it doesn't have a lot of keyword research in it. So make sure you're really understanding what people are searching for within what the video is about, and be a little more descriptive.
Are you meaning this one, Jeremy?
Yeah.
Because it is, funnily enough, it is the most popular video on their channel by far, like 2,000 views versus the other ones. I think, but I agree with you, Jeremy. There's like two almost like diametrically opposed things here: a guitar store and then Tiny Red Ninja. I have no idea how those two link together in this channel. Is it about cartoon animations, or is it about music, guitar, or a music store?
Or is it two different animation shows?
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's basically just being a bit more clear on the communication about what the channel is about. You do live streams, I can see that. You've got, seems to be some sort of music stuff, but not really following what's going on here. And then just occasionally we see these breakout videos like this one with, let's just sort by, I'm intrigued here, let's just sort by most popular and find out why some of them get a few thousand views, whereas other ones get absolutely no views. It's like all the Tiny Red Ninja content is the stuff it does better, and the guitar store content does absolutely nothing. So I guess a big question is, do you need two separate channels to separate these two out?
Yeah,
because it was a Tiny Red Ninja channel, and now we've got guitar store stuff in here.
Or just to double down and go all in on one of the two,
and
not even worry about the second channel.
All right. I hope that was useful. The Tiny Red Ninja or Guitar Store, however you like to be called. This channel here is Kali Central, nearly 500 subscribers. Again, the question I'm generally asking is, what's it about? You haven't produced many videos recently either. You said you're taking a break. I'm a big theme that's coming through in all these videos, Jeremy, is what is each channel about?
Right, for sure. And we don't know, and we don't see you either, so we can't relate to you. And we don't know if we're similar to you, or if we could be like you, or know your interests. There's just no point of charisma or connection or engagement that we can have for you because we don't know you.
Yeah, I'm sorry if that sounds a little harsh, but this is how first impressions work. We're judging a channel as we come into it, and I just sort of by most popular. And you had a couple of successful Discord videos. That seems to be one topic where you've done well. But then going back to your most popular ones, there were some shout out live streams. Sorry, let's just resort that by latest. I noticed that you did some live streams and then update videos, and then I'm back update videos. But updates about what? I think that's the big question we're asking here. And now let's have a look at Liquid Ocelot. 46,000 subscribers here for this channel, Jeremy. But view counts recently seem to suggest that the channel isn't maybe following what their audience wants here. A lot of big mixes. We're looking at games from Command & Conquer 3, StarCraft, older games. These thumbnails look as if they've been really stretched out as well. Each one looks as if it's been made in like 4:3 format and then stretched out to 16 by 19. So maybe some fundamental graphical.
Can you sort by
most
popular?
Yeah, are you thinking there may be one or two videos that have gone viral that have brought in a lot of the subscribers?
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest fundamental problem with this channel, even at 50,000 subscribers or nearly at 50,000 subscribers, is you're just all over the place. You're talking about pimples and gaming and YouTube, and it's just really difficult to go big on YouTube when you do so many different things. People, YouTube won't know who to serve you to because you do so many things, and then your subscribers won't know what you do or what you're about because they may not want to know about pimples, but they may want to know about the Xbox.
Yeah, Command & Conquer 3 seems to be the one that's keeps coming out in terms of what the content you most often go to. So maybe focusing on that. But I know Liquid Ocelot, you do contribute a lot to the VidIQ community in all the comments from the video. So I do really appreciate that. And you'll probably be able to tell me a little more maybe in the comments after this live stream. But with that, folks, I want to say thank you very much, as always, for attending this week. I want to apologize a little bit for a bit of disjointedness this week, because I had some technical issues with me not being able to see the chat for about 15 minutes, which was really frustrating. I still can't see the chat in Streamlabs, so thank you very much, Streamlabs, for updating the software and removing chat. That's really useful, really has helped. And we just had this news story that we realized was breaking this morning, Google Stadia, how this could revolutionize not only gaming, but how you approach it as a gamer and a video creator. So I would start reading up on that content if you are a gamer. Jeremy, as always, it's been an honor and a privilege having you this week. Who are we saying goodbye to?
We are saying bye to Retro Cheats. We're saying bye to Advanced Gamer 411, DJ Brawl Stars, Skylar the Creator, Ryan the Slater.
You are on form this week, Jeremy. Yeah, Amira Smith says, posted up, Avlex, Flame Features, MGTVYT Online, RZ412, Mr. DPL, Animal Habit, Slapfrish Jr. I do like that username. Think Critic, Inverted Popes, California Spinners, Lisa Pittman, Good Day Podcast, Wild Wolves. All of you, thank you very much for taking some of your valuable time today and spending it with us on the VidIQ live stream. If you did enjoy this live stream, do make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to VidIQ if you haven't already done so, and share this content with any video creators who may find it useful in the future. And it just leaves me to say, Jerry, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time out there in the YouTube universe, and we will see you next week. As always, enjoy the rest of your video making day. Bye for now. Start waving, Jeremy. Smile.